Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. The channel is for educations and technology. So in this channel, we investigate on the what, why, and how of ancient Chinese culture, and also which include the ancient Wing Chun culture of 1850s, or the sword strike from Shaolin. Now, yesterday I shared on the Chun, the openings, the timing, handling, those things. And even though I already really clear with it, there are still many people message me, try to debate me on this internal energy. You need internal energy. You need internal. Wing Chun is internal. So today I like to share with you the 1850s, the real deal Chinese culture can be mapped into today's sports science. I'm going to share with you. So you know I walk my talk, okay? Or I talk my walk. Now the entire thing is already mapped into today's sports science. So it is time to drop all those internal qi, mind power, energy is everything, from your body's energy, all kinds of nonsense. See, in today's world, say in China, there are two groups of people, all around the world. China and around the world, there are two groups of people. The one group of people, like our friend Shao, is showing how the traditional Chinese martial arts problem, what is non-realistic, what is, as they call it, fake. And then there are another group of people who still keeping preaching energy, internal, Taoist, disregard of how the world is, they just go live in their fantasy. Same in different martial arts, same in Wing Chun. Still selling that thing. Like selling the emperor's new dress. And we know that what they are selling today on this spiritual technology, this energy, it actually is not what the ancient Chinese martial art is presenting. And still they're going to argue. Like yesterday somebody argued with me. Hey, you know, Wing Chun is about this energy. Even though he already get off target, I specifically share the Chun, that is a concept, a fighting tool of sticking body, sword strike, Wing Chun. But the argument is everything is energy. Sure, everything is atom. But you know what? Everything is atom, electron, photon, or neutron, or whatever. But you know what? When other people have the 5G technology, 4G technology, and space technology, are we going to sit down there in the cave? Oh, I know this atoms. It is the basic element of the everything of the world. And clueless on what is the 4G, 5G, space technology, all this thing. So that is how hopeless it is. So right now, as our friend Shao and more young Chinese generations is looking into the problem, and the so-called internal people is looking into fantasy. Now, there's no solution presented. You know it's going to collapse. The entire Chinese culture in martial art is going to collapse. Why? The Xu Xiaodong and friends, they are right. They present what is reality. But the other, which is living in fantasy for past 100 years, and then in the past few decades, importing into Wing Chun, is living in fantasy and selling fantasy. So today, I'd like to share with you. This is serious. This is just extremely basic. If one don't have this basic, forget about it. Don't call it traditional Chinese martial art. Forget about it. Don't talk about this qi or internal. You don't have it. Sorry. Because you don't know what it is. So let's start with this. Is in Wing Chun inception the H model, the heart rate model. Okay, you can take a snapshot there if you don't have the book. So the first level we want to look at is the Z1. The G1. Okay. So here I don't show you anymore. You do take a screenshot. The Z1. Pay attention that the Z1, the physiological state, is sinking qi, or 2C state. One need to get into the sinking qi or 2C state, disregard of what traditional Chinese martial art you talk about. The all ancient ancestors do that. Okay? Low abs breathing. Sinking qi is lower abs breathing, natural lower abs breathing. In Wing Chun matrix, I show how the Shaolin short strike cannon writing about there is the mass to be able to breathe deep. And I also show how to get there. Okay? So that is the first thing. The sinking qi. In your E.G. Kao Myang Ma, you stand to get the breathing down. Not like you see people have this they breathe in the chest. No, and not force it. You just relax it. You actually got the breathing down there. People can notice that. Just look at the guy who can breathe deeply and relax instead of you have all full chest of breathing stuck here. So the first thing is disregard of what people need to train the sinking qi. Okay, that's your E.G. Kao Myang Ma is about. So there's many YouTube already made, and it's in that Wing Chun Matrix books in details. Okay, now from the sinking qi, if one want to get into the deep recovery, then one get into deeper of the mental silence or quietness, meaning the heart rate will drop further from the capability of sinking the breathing naturally. So if you can put the heart rate monitor, you just get deeper, the heart rate will go down. The respiration rate will also drop. Okay? So from the sinking qi, if you want to go deep recovery or qi gong, you get to that state. Now, if you want to go do martial arts, it is on the other directions. You need to start warm up. For example, you play your Xiu Lim Tao in a warm up mode. This is just to warm up the muscle and so forth. Okay? Now, when this is warm up, as I mentioned yesterday, all this thing of the training is based on neuromuscular connectivity and synergy. And when you do warm up, you just prime the neuromuscular connectivity and synergy. Okay, so this is warm up, like you play your Xiu Lim Tao in the, usually people say, soft, relaxed mode. Okay, now, you want to get further if you want to do martial arts. Okay, you want to do martial art? On top of that, warm up, have the neuromuscular synergy of the entire body. Then one need to do a higher warm up, where one need to get one's body into a higher speed. Notice that I have the resistance there with me already. Okay, so one can go still in warm up mode. This shoot in, warm up, not too fast. Okay, so this is warm up. Now, so that is like in the Z2 stuff on the H model. Okay, they warm up G1, G2. Now one need to get into the driving of strength. Well, one need to use this kind of thing too. Like for example, yesterday we talked about Chun. That is on top of the warm-up, you have to have some kinds of strength driving. And you can keep practice this. And of course the heart rate get high because it get to higher aerobic now. With all the resistance. Okay? Now, this is getting to the Z3 type of range. And then, when you want to get into the impulse momentum, the power, those things, oops. Now this is entire isokinetics. It's no longer having those resistance band, but it is the isokinetic. that is to the Z4. And then if you want to do the heavy backs, if you want to do the heavy backs, let's get to the Z5. So from the sinking breathing or the natural low abs breathing or 2C states, do the warm up, first level, the second level, and then you get up to testing your 7 ball in dynamics for fudging, for driving the force. And then you want to get into this isokinetic. That's what drive for the power, the strength and speed. Now, then after that, one get into the heavy backs or sparring. Notice that in the entire thing I was measuring with my monitor, with the heart rate monitor, as in the thing. Okay, it's defined that. Now, tell me what is internal. It's internal, it's like you have to be sown, you have to be relaxed, and then you stand zhuang, and you have all the energy you want. You must be kidding. The Chinese didn't say that. What I'm showing you is just a modern way of presenting what the ancient is talking about. Because now we are not living in the forest. So I use that. And you look at in the MMA friends of us, didn't they use the same thing? So, if you want to talk about internal, let's get into the sinking chi. Let's get into dropping the heart rate and dropping the respiratory rate or breathing rate. Can you do it? You want to talk about the fudging? Get up to the zone 3, zone 4, this high aerobic and anaerobic with the isokinetic. Can you do it? So, what I'm going to share, what I share with you today is, Xi Xiaodong is real. They tell the truth. The young generation of Chinese is real. They tell the truth. But there's this group of people who is fantasy. And then the ancestor of the traditional Chinese martial art is crying out loud. What are you guys doing? No solutions. And everybody talk, oh, if I play Xiu Ling Tao slowly, and then I play a long time, I will be able to get the energy. Look at our MMA friend. Look at our MMA friend. If they train in what I show you just now for 3 months, you can train in all your mind power, structure power, or whatever power for 30 years. See whether you can face them or not. And today, you play wooden dummy like what? A ritual. Secret move. What secret move? You look at when people doing the isokinetics. You look at their breathing. You look at the entire bodies, this neuromuscular proficiency. How they handling, go up or down. Going down, going sideways. You see everybody train that way. That means their body is one piece. When they go in, when shoot in, how can one take it with those qi, internal power? Like all these friends try to argue with me. So, without this kind of training, how is one going to go sparring? If one have no idea of this is making space, handling timings, the angling, all this training to the isokinetics, how is one going to spar? Are you serious that you're just doing slowly, like Tai Chi, secret move? You can handle those things. That's why again and again, in China for past 3 years, show you already. One doesn't have those type of training. One live in fantasy. So this is as straight as I can get to share with you. Wake up. Traditional Chinese martial art need to wake up. Wing Chun need to wake up. We need to know what the ancestor is talking about. Read what the ancestor is teaching. Comprehend what they are teaching. Instead of making up whatever we want, because I'm a grandmaster. That's why I don't want to be a sifu. I don't want to be a grandmaster. I'm a researcher. Because we talk with what the evidence the ancient ancestor is teaching, and by the evidence of sports science. So, you want to do heavy bags? Well, get all this thing intact first. Build all this thing before you do heavy bags. You want to do sparring? Get all this, get the heavy bag training, and then go do sparring. And of course, you need to know all the proper techniques, handling the range, angle, level. Otherwise, how is one going to spar? Like movie? Like movie? You must be kidding.